So sometimes my scientific scientist friend, you see, they describe me, because of comparison, comparison. I found moon, you see, some rocks, some mountains. Then I noticed shadow of these mountains. About after sunset, naturally sun west side. So light comes from sun. Because of that, shadow of these mountains are eastward, on the other side. So then I convinced moon have its own light. Usually, you see, we Tibetan, and also even some sort of literature mentioned moon also have its own light, like that. So then, no longer believe that. Actually, I saw like that. So I quite bold. One day, I invited my own tutor. Of course, I very much respect. Now, I invite both of them, and I set up the telescope and invite them. Please look at moon, whether there's its own light or not. Then the both teacher, you see, look, then say, oh, no light. Moons appears as a light come from other source, not moon itself. So, as a young student, made a little contribution for conversion of my learned two teachers' view. Clear? So then gradually, as I developed keen interest about science, modern science, then since now 40 years, I start meet scientists. Then around now 30 years, we have more formal sort of organized sort of seminars, conversation with scientists. Very, very helpful, very helpful. I think young sort of student, mainly 4 fields: cosmology, neurobiology, then physics, subatomic physics, and particularly quantum physics, then psychology. These 4 fields, we have common ground or common field. So the scientists, their sort of explanation on the basis of their actual finding out of research, really convincing, very authentic, very helpful to us. And as far as sort of mind is concerned, psychology, these things, the ancient Indian psychology, including Buddhist psychology, much advanced than modern psychology. So compare ancient Indian sort of knowledge about mind and emotion. The Western knowledge is something like kindergarten. So therefore, many scientists, after our sort of discussion, and gradually they're really showing genuine eagerness to learn from these ancient sort of knowledge about emotion, about mind. So cooperation is really mutual benefit. I think recently the scientists, they also now carry some sort of experiment in their own concern area. See what effect certain sort of training their mind. So they carry sort of as an experiment. So result very, very convincing, wonderful. So all these development as a result of our collaboration. like that. So when we met as a scientist, they consider me as a scientist, like that. We never discuss about next life or some other sort of the philosophical sort of matter. We simply, you see, discussing what's our emotion, what is the system of this emotion, and how to deal with this emotion, like that. And then quantum physics is concerned. In India, last 2,000 years, this concept already there. So these things, very, very interesting to have a serious discussion of these things. So, as a result of last 30 years our sort of work, now a Tibetan monastic institution in India, now last year formally decided one of the sort of subject in their study should include science. So we formally decided like that.